And now we're going to move on to our first trainer, and I am super excited to bring him on because this guy has been a trainer for us pretty much since our first ever training because he's a true professional. He is one of our own. He is in NowSite, but he's a true professional. He does this kind of thing for a living. His passion is helping businesses land their dream customers. He's a full-time home business owner and father of 4. David is the former managing editor of Success from Home magazine, the former managing editor. Okay, so this guy, his words should fall heavy on you. He's a columnist for Direct Selling News. He has created content for several $100 million companies, helping them tell their stories and shape their brands. His topic today: do you want to be able to create content that attracts your target audience and builds a loyal following that looks to you as a trusted authority? That's an awesome subject. He'll reveal core secrets writers use, and you can too, to influence audiences and build a following. Ladies and gentlemen, I am super, super happy to bring on my very good friend, Coach David Lee.
Hey, Richard. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you very well. How are you, my friend?
Good, good. No, this is awesome. Already starting off with awesome stuff. That was awesome too, Cheryl. That was great. I love getting at the core of things, like the actual heart of stuff like that. So that's definitely what I want to do too. So, well, cool. Let me share my screen. Make sure all this is working okay. All right. All right, can we see that okay? Cool. I need to minimize my little preview. All right, well, awesome. No, first of all, I absolutely love this topic of starting more conversations, because to me, that's what creating online content is really all about. That's where it all starts. And I think what we're really talking about with this topic is how to start more conversations, as opposed to just trying to go after your next sale or your next customer or your next client, and focusing on the incredible value of using online content, landing pages, emails, to build a following, build a marketing list, and to be able to leverage that following and that list at any time. And so that's what I wanted to kind of bring is some professional writer secrets that writers know and use, kind of, again, going at the heart, going at the core of how to create different types of content that build a following, and like Richard said, that looks to you as a trusted authority, right? That to where they want to follow you, they want to do business from you, and eventually buy from you, be your customer, be your client. All right, so first of all, who the heck am I? I always like to just run through this. Like Richard said, I am a full-time home business owner, husband, father of 4. There's the family there. That was actually a few years ago. But I'm also a 2-time corporate cast-off. I've been laid off from corporate America twice, but I am a full-time home business owner now. I am a columnist for Direct Selling News, and like Richard said, the former managing editor of Success from Home magazine, and still write some features for them, and also do home business coaching, online marketing coaching, and also do some sports writing for some NFL and NBA licensees, and lifelong Texas Longhorns fans. So, and the Texas Longhorns fan community is actually one of actually my largest following online, which is a lot of fun. And essentially, my passion is helping business owners land their dream customers, those perfect customers that you just hope find you. All right, so back to the topic, pro writer secrets to build a loyal following. And you might be saying, but David, I'm not a writer, right? Well, the things that we're going to look at, anybody can use, okay? Because they're really core understandings that writers know and use to create content. And it doesn't just have to be written content. So have you ever followed someone online? Maybe you read their blog, their website, you listen to their podcast, maybe you subscribe to their YouTube channel, and you've never met them in person, but you feel like you know them, right? Because you consume their content regularly and you feel like, you know them, you know their personality, you know their style. Well, here's a few key reasons why that works so well. It's because those people that are creating that content, they focus on connection. They focus on building loyalty with their followers. They build trust. They leverage their personality. Even if their personality isn't funny or outgoing, like Cheryl was saying, even if they're more of an introvert, maybe their personality is educational, right? Maybe it's more focusing on the facts. They're consistent with their content. They're consistent with the frequency of their content and their content on all platforms, whether it is a video, a landing page, an email, an ad. And they're also very genuine, right? They focus on being themselves, which we're going to talk about that later. And then here's just kind of the overall mindset of kind of what this takes to sort of, to sort of kind of the psychological part. So the mindset revolves around solving problems, answering people's questions, bringing value to the audience, maybe entertaining, building relationships, right? Which is where these starting conversations, right? That's where it starts, starting conversations, and then building relationships. And then maybe just telling stories, right? Telling compelling stories, maybe success stories or personal, maybe kind of emotional type stories. Okay, so a few things to ask yourself when creating content, whether it's an ad, a headline, a landing page, an opt-in form, an email series, whatever, could be video. Who's my specific audience? How do I want them to feel? That's really important. What are their specific problems and questions? And then how can I connect with them? How can I create content to connect with that audience? And these are questions I kind of ask myself from a core high level standpoint, no matter what I'm creating. If I'm writing a 2,000 word feature article, or if I'm just writing an email or creating an email series, these are kind of the 4 core questions that I kind of ask myself, that I make sure that I target. All right, so some applications for what we're going to look at, for the secrets that we're going to look at. This can apply to your ad pins, the headlines that you write, your social media posts, the actual kind of content that you're actually writing in the post, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, the content on your landing pages, how you word your opt-in forms, right? Maybe sometimes even the words that you put on the button, right, that people click, right? As opposed to just putting submit or enter. You might want to do something just kind of fun, I'll show you an example. Your email subject lines, which are super important, right? The whole purpose of an email subject line is just to get people to open up that email. And then your email copy, the actual stuff that you write in the email. Maybe blog posts for your website, right? Or if you're sending out some of that blog content onto your Facebook page or other sites. And what we're really talking about is not necessarily writing copy, but also just creating online content as a whole. And then kind of keep this in mind. I always try to focus on this too. The fact that businesses exist in the gap between a customer and the solution to their problem, right? That's what business owners do, right? We bridge gaps, we close gaps, okay? That's kind of where we operate. So the whole point, stop trying to sell, okay? We're not talking about getting the next sell, okay? Remember, the whole theme of this thing is starting conversations. So the idea is stop trying to sell. We're trying to move away from old style push advertising, old style push marketing, and instead try to pull people in, right? It's kind of taken on the term of attraction marketing. We're trying not to be this guy, okay? We're trying not to be the slick car salesman, okay? And instead, think of it more like these people. Think of it more like, a party where there's just a bunch of conversations going on, a bunch of relationships being formed, okay? Everybody's there kind of for the same reason. It's a community, it's a following. All right, secret number 1, know your audience, okay? This is rule number 1 in writing and in content creation. You have to know your audience. You have to know who you're writing to or creating content to. Specifically, get specific. And this could be a training all in its own, okay? In fact, I have an online course that's about 3 hours that is really focused on just this. And what this really does is it allows you to get inside the head of your audience, right? It allows you to really understand who they are, what they're looking for, their problems, their questions. And the key with this is to get specific. And that's the cool part about online content marketing. It's the cool part about being able to create as many landing pages as you want. You can get specific. You may have a certain product that's great for a lot of different types of people, but you can create specific messages for men ages 40 plus, or college students, or first-time moms. You can create different messages that speak to specific audiences. That's the cool part. And then focusing on what is it that they really want and need. What are they searching for? And we're going to look at a cool way to figure that out real quick. So I found this quote in one of my researching for one of my articles for Direct Selling News. It says, Google searches are the most important data set ever collected on the human psyche, which is really cool. And that's by a former Google data scientist. But I'm going to pop out of this presentation. I'm actually going to go to Google. If this works. Okay. So let me show you just a quick example. Okay, let's say, I like to use this a lot because I think a lot of people can kind of wrap their heads around it. But it's a good example of the specific things that people are looking for. Let's say you were a personal trainer, or you have a product that helps people get in shape or lose weight or something. So let's just say that people are looking for like home workouts, right? A lot of people haven't been able to go to the gym in the past several months. So let's just say they're looking for arm workouts. And as you start to kind of search, different options start populating here. So let's say it's arm workouts for women at home. Okay, so our target audience is women wanting to look for different ideas for arm workouts at home. Okay, if you scroll down to the very bottom, there's related searches, and these are based on actual Google searches that people are actually searching for. Okay, so look how specific some of these get. Beginner arm workout female, arm exercises with weights for flabby arms, exercises for arms at home for ladies, standing arm exercises without weights. Okay, that gets really specific. And the key with that is just to show you that your target audience is looking for specific solutions to specific problems. So when you're thinking about the content you're creating and how to attract those audiences, get really specific. And a lot of people are scared to do that because they're afraid that they're not going to attract other audiences, okay? But getting specific is really, really the key here. And you can just kind of play around with this when you're looking for ideas, is to see how specific this gets. There's a lot of other cool free tools out there built around keywords and actual searches, but it's a really powerful thing. Just spend some time, actually looking for specific searches that your audience is actually doing, because they're out there telling you exactly what they want. All right. So again, kind of the key point, your target audience is online every day telling you exactly what they want and need. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to read the mind of your target audience? Well, you can kind of pretty much do that with kind of these Google tools. It's really cool. And that'll help you come up with ad content, landing page content, email opt-in forms. I mean, what if you're a personal trainer and you could give somebody 5 free workouts or something like that? That would be really cool. And keep this in mind. Your target audience isn't really looking for your specific product or maybe service. They're looking for the solution that your product provides. Okay? So focus on the solution, focus on the benefit. Don't focus on necessarily the product itself, because they're looking for solutions. All right, secret number 2, write like you talk. This is something that a college professor of mine told me, I think my sophomore year in college, but it sounds super simple, but it's pretty profound. Like it's something that I've tried to do, ever since college. And the point of it is this: just be you, be real. Just because you're creating content, maybe you're not a writer, maybe you're not great on video, maybe you're not great with audio. Just be real. Don't try to be somebody you're not. And when I say write like you talk, I don't necessarily mean word for word, right? I'm the king of saying, okay, and when I'm interviewing people and when I'm on a video. So not necessarily just word for word, but just make sure it sounds like you. Okay, so ask yourself, when you're creating content for a landing page or emails, when you're emailing your list, does it sound like you? Read it out loud. Okay, have your ears actually hear the sound of it. Read it to somebody else and ask them, does this sound like something I would write? Okay, and that's a really good test, to actually read it out loud. And then kind of ask yourself, how would you write to a friend? What kind of voice would you use to write an email or a letter to a friend? And so kind of the big point with this is, by being real, you will attract the right people, okay? Remember, my passion is helping business owners attract their dream customers, the perfect customers. And also, you won't attract the wrong people, which is just as good, okay? Don't be afraid to not attract the wrong people. There are really bad customers and bad clients out there, okay? I think all of us can kind of say that. But so you kind of get the best of both worlds, right? You'll attract the right people. You won't attract the wrong people. All right, secret number 3, keep it short. Pretty much in any type of content you're creating, especially written content, keep it short. Short sentences, short paragraphs, okay? People consume content, these days differently than they used to, okay? They want it quick, keep it short. And you don't have to be perfect, okay? Sometimes even in your emails, yes, you don't want to be sloppy, but don't worry about being perfect. And really the important thing is the readers or the people that are consuming the content, consider their experience consuming the content. Their experience matters. That's why I don't like to write in big paragraphs. Okay, I like to break up the content. Okay, break up your text is the next point, because when people try to open up an email and it's just text after text and a big block of text, that's kind of intimidating. Okay, so I like to write 1-sentence paragraphs with the space in between. Okay, and because the way a lot of people consume online content these days is that they like to just scan through it first, right? So breaking it up helps them consume it. Okay, and just ask yourself, how can I make this shorter? If you have a sentence, can you just make it shorter? Write first and edit later. Okay, just get the content out and then worry about editing it later. Consider the screen size. Okay, most people are consuming online content on their phone. Okay, a vertical phone screen is a different experience than a nice widescreen display, even if it's on a laptop. Widescreen landscape versus vertical screen, it's different. A vertical screen is going to kind of condense the text. And then, yeah, just consider most people are reading from their phones. So kind of look at it. When you're creating a landing page, when you're writing emails, when you're creating an ad, look at it both ways. Look at it on a phone screen and on a wide screen. And the big idea with this is to make your content easy to consume. Consider the experience of the reader, the experience of the people that you're starting those conversations with. All right, secret number 4, we got 2 more. Secret number 4, outline it first. Okay, no matter what type of content you're creating, outline it first. And one of the biggest things with this is to write down or capture your ideas. Okay, have you ever had a good idea pop into your head, maybe like before you went to bed, like you're about to go to sleep and you just have an awesome idea pop into your head? Maybe you're taking a shower. Okay, it tends to happen when we're kind of relaxed or when we allow kind of our mind to just settle down. That's usually when a lot of great ideas pop into our head. But get it out of your head and onto some sort of capture device. The notes on your phone. I like to use the Evernote app just to like write it down. Maybe just use your voice recorder on your phone. The idea is just to get it out of your head, okay? Because you'll have a great idea for a piece of content or your landing page or something, and I promise you, if you don't capture it, you'll lose it. And you'll remember, man, I had a great idea, but what was it? I can't remember. Okay, capture it, get it out of your head, write it down. And then with the idea of outlining your content, whether it's your landing page, your email series, individual emails, I like to list out my main points. Okay, what is it that I'm actually trying to get across here? What do I want to make sure that I want my audience to understand and consume? What do I want them to do? And then once I have my main points, I just kind of start expanding on my main points. Maybe you only have 2 or 3 main points that you want to get across. And then once you kind of have that out of your head, you just start expanding a little bit on those points. And that's when, everything kind of starts to form, right? So the big idea with this is just have a plan. Make sure you have a plan of not only what you're going to write in your emails or what video you're going to use on your landing page, but what do you want people to do? What action do you want them to take? And make sure you tell them that. Okay. Make sure you tell them, you know, fill out your name and email below so I can send you the free guide. You know, fill out your name and email below so you don't miss my next training. So make sure you tell them what you want them to do. I'll show you a super quick example of a landing page I created, really, really simple. So my background is also in sports collectibles, sports cards. The sports card industry and hobby is on fire again, okay? There was a LeBron James rookie card that just sold for over $1 million. So I started noticing a lot of people asking a lot of simple questions in Facebook groups, people that were new to the hobby or they've been gone for a long time. So I put together a resource guide. It's a downloadable PDF, the perfect guide for getting started or restarted in today's sports card hobby. It's at sportscardreference.now.site. And I just did a little rendering here. The guide is a PDF, but it kind of makes it look like a book. And I said, hey, where should I send the guide? Enter your name and email you'd like it sent to. And I just have here, well, what's in it? And I'll probably fill this out a little later. I may actually do a quick video, but I just list kind of what's in it. And again, consider what it's going to look like on a phone screen. You know, short, simple, letting them know that they can get it right away. It's free. And I'm actually focused on helping solve their problem of being confused about hobby today. All right, so last one, secret number 5, write to one person, speak to one person. Write as if they were there with you, okay? Or maybe you like to do video, maybe you like to do, you know, podcasts. The key is that your lead or that person that you're trying to start a conversation with is one person. So don't write as if you're speaking to a huge group of people. Keep it personal. Use words like you, your. Write as if you were just there speaking with them, okay? Just having a conversation with them. Just talk to them, right? You don't need to be salesy or pushy or, you know, overly in sales mode. Just talk to them, right? Be natural, be you. And what this does is it overall just makes it more personal. It really, really helps build that relationship and spark a conversation, right? And earlier we looked at why this stuff works for other people that you follow and you feel like you know them. Typically is because they do this, that they speak to you as an individual, and it makes you feel like they're talking to you. It also helps you avoid being vague. It helps you avoid, you know, creating content that's just kind of missing the mark. And it also helps you get specific, right? We looked at those Google things about getting specific. And basically, like we said, it helps build relationships. And then focus on this. It's not about us. It's about them. What's in it for them? Tell them the value that they're going to get out of entering in their email, downloading the free guide, signing up for your email series. What's in it for them? Okay, make it irresistible. And then the big idea, your leads or followers are individual people with specific questions and specific problems. So keep that in mind. And then again, don't be afraid to tell them what you want them to do. And then this is something I kind of to wrap it up. Always remember, customers will never forget how you made them feel. That's where you connect with them. Is when that's where the relationships are built. All right, so going to your workbook with the breakout room. This is the first one, so hopefully I'm kind of doing this right, but just kind of what to quickly expect. I had mine kind of pulled up here. In the workbook, going to my section, So it's a quick exercise, a quick word perception kind of game, and basically it's to show you how people perceive different words in different contexts. Okay, so individually, when you break into your groups, do this individually, you're going to assign a percentage to each of these words on a scale of 0 to 100%. So 1%, 2%, 50%, whatever, that you feel most accurately represents each word. Okay, you do this individually, and then as a group, you come back and say, well, I felt like this word, is represented by 75% or 100%. Okay, so you do it individually to see how that, how you each perceive that. So hopefully it's a lot of fun, and you'll kind of see how people perceive different words.
David.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Before we go to the breakout, we had one question, and I think it'll just take just a very quick second for you to address. When you were talking about the Google searches and you started putting the names in there, Jeff had a question that said, would those words and those trend searches be phrased?
You kind of froze up there a little bit, Jenna.
Looks like we've lost Gina for a little bit.
Yeah,
but you have to guess what the question is.
Okay, I think I see Jeff's. So would those words trend searches be phrases we should use on our landing pages or enhanced SEO purposes? Yeah, everything. Because it's basically your target audience is telling you exactly what they're searching for. That's the point. So landing pages, ads, emails, videos, create content based on what your people are telling you they want. Because they're telling you, it's there.
Hi, David. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, good. So guys, David, it was great. We are going to go into the breakout rooms. I don't know. Gina's having a little bit of
Okay, awesome.
difficulties.
David, I wanted to ask you a real quick question, if I may. Where can people, I've had a couple of questions. Where can people find your online course you mentioned about?
Yeah, they can. There's a link to it on my website at coachdavidlee.com. And there's a tab, courses, and then it's listed there.
Okay.
CoachDavidLee.com, and just go to the courses section.
CoachDavidLee.com, and then go to the courses section.
Yep, I'll type it.
Okay, great. Yeah, you're going to put that in the chat? Fantastic. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. David, awesome job. As always, I've been scribbling notes like crazy. In fact, whilst we had some issues with the breakout rooms, some of us were discussing kind of the takeaways that we had from that. There were so many. And as always, you're a true professional, and I really, really do appreciate it.